Hey guys, welcome to the channel. You're watching the Art Occultist and I'm your host Elisa. I'm so happy to have you here. I hope that everything's okay with you wherever you are in the world and that you are feeling well. And yeah, in today's video we are doing another episode of our series here on the channel, Tea with the Goddess. If you're new here, hi, I'm so happy that you stumbled across this video. But the series Tea with the Goddess essentially is channeled tarot readings with the goddess Hekate. She's my matron deity that I work with, and this channel is devoted to her and the work that I do for her as an oracle. So on the Tea with the Goddess, we do channeled tarot readings with the goddess Hekate, and sometimes I discuss personal messages and readings from my personal practice, and I bring them to the channel whenever I feel that the message applies to the collective as well as to me personally. Today I'm going to do a reading using a new spread that I just created and I want to test it out. So yeah, that's what we are doing. And today we are using My Beloved Centennial by US Games. This is a mass market deck and I love this deck to connect to Hekate. I love the muted colors and the soft vibe of the deck as a whole. I like the cardstock, even though it's a bit stiff. It's great. The backs are amazing. They're simplistic, and overall the whole experience using the Centennial is wonderful. So yeah, this new spread has 8 positions to it, and we are going to do general reading to see what the goddess has to share with us, if she wants to talk about something specific, etc. So let me just shuffle the cards real good first. I have a small table/chair that I use for those types of recordings. So okay, I feel calm and connected. I have already lit a candle for Hekate, and let's see. Okay, Hekate, Hekate, Hekate. What wisdom do you wish to share with us today? Hekate. Okay. Eight cards. Let's pop the deck there. And let's begin the reading. Let me just adjust the table a little bit. So, what are you here to share or team? And we have the 9 of Swords. So this reading is going to be about feelings of anxiety, nightmares, fears, mental torment. Like I said, fears, anxiety, and those things that keep us up at night. This is what Hekate wants to speak about. And this is setting the whole energy and theme for the reading. So it's going to be a hard-hitting one from the get-go with the 9 of Swords. something we need to work on at this point in time. And we have the devil. Yes, this reading is definitely going to be a bit on the darker side. So Hekate wants us to work on our shadows, our bondages, even the topic of addictions, because here we have the two people that are bonded to each other. So she wants us to reflect and work on the things that are not healthy for us, but we do them anyway, the things that keep us stuck and that are preventing us from moving forward and growing as humans, as individuals, growing our businesses, our hobbies, our spiritual practices even. So here we have the theme of the reading with the Nine of Swords and what we need to work on, represented by the devil. So there's something that is definitely keeping us at night, something that we are bonded to, that is causing a lot of mental anguish and torment, a lot of anxiety. And that basically she is pointing towards those things that we are addicted to, that we know that are not good for us, but that we continuously engage in and we don't change our behavior. And this is actually causing us mental pain, because we know this is not what we are supposed to do. We know that this is bad for us, but for some reason or another, we don't have the willpower to break the chains or to switch our mindset around this particular issue or thing and free ourselves. To me personally, two things come to my mind. For me personally, with the devil and the Nine of Swords, I'm really attached to my phone. I've been doom scrolling way more than I would like to. I spend too much time on my phone doing absolutely nothing but watching meaningless content. And this is something that's been in the back of my mind and something that's been causing me anxiety. It's something that is making me feel bad, and I really do feel that I'm attached to my phone in this unhealthy manner, and that I have very unhealthy relationship and dynamic with my social media consumption. And the second thing that I can apply for myself right now is my sugar addiction and the amount of sugar that I consume on the daily. Those two things are big issues in my personal life, and I can definitely see them reflected in those two cards. And I'm sure that each and every one of us, if we take a closer look at ourselves, at our lives and actions, we will recognize those patterns. Next card is how or where we can start with that, meaning how we can start dealing with this. And here we have the Hierophant. Sorry, wrong order. So, how to start with working on our anxieties and attachments, unhealthy attachments or shadows. Here we have the Hierophant card. And the Hierophant card is an interesting card. It can be interpreted in many ways. One of those ways is we need to start learning and finding better ways. Maybe because the Hierophant is associated with tradition, maybe those things we have been doing them for such a long time that they feel like what's normal for us, even though it's not healthy. And sometimes we can see that with religion as well. And I'm saying religion because the Hierophant, it's about religion, it's about tradition, it's about repetition, it's about spiritual values. And all those concepts. So where to start with that? First, we need to start thinking in a different way. Maybe we need to find a mentor or a teacher that can help with our particular problem. Maybe we can turn to a counselor or a therapist that can help with that. Maybe in order to surrender our addictions and transcend those feelings of anxiety that keep us at night, we can turn to our spiritual team, in my case to Hekate, and surrender those things to her. And actually, I was thinking to myself of actually offering those two things that I struggle with, that I discussed just now, to her, and to make a conscious effort to not engage in those behaviors, limit my screen time as well as my sugar intake, and make it as an offering to Hekate. And maybe that's what she is saying here. You can find support in the spiritual realm, or you can look for mentors and counselors and support in the mundane plane as well. Both are a good ways to start in untangling those bondages that hold us back. The next card is going to show us what will be of help to us during this transition and this healing journey. Here we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a card of disputes, and it holds the energy of winner and losers, but it also is a indicator of a disruption of our mental patterns and the patterns of our thoughts. So I'm taking this card to mean that what will help us right now in this whole situation is, first we need to search for help, like a mentor or somebody that can guide us. We need to switch our way of thinking and how we perceive those things. And you can offer them to your god, goddess. I will do it with Hekate myself, like I already said. But what will help us is we need to shake the way that we perceive this addiction, and we need to build a different mind frame, mindset around it, so that we can take different actions towards a much more healthier lifestyle. And basically, healing is not a linear journey, that's for sure, but we need to break our current pattern of how we perceive those two cards that we already discussed. And we also need to have a clear idea, why are we fighting this battle? If we manage to overcome those issues for ourselves, what will our lives look like at the other side of the victory? And we need to be very clear with ourselves whether or not this is a fight worth fighting for. So this is what will help you is to reflect upon those things. Okay, so far this reading is a lot. And I personally feel like Hekate is calling me out on my personal things that I need to work on, that I've been procrastinating on, because those two topics that I shared with you, those two issues that I have with my phone and with eating way too much sugar than I'm supposed to, those things are not new to me. Let's put it that way. Next card is, what should we be aware of for the future? And here we have the King of Wands, excuse me. So Hekate wants us to be aware of for the future. What Hekate wants us to be aware for the future, the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a very interesting character. He is very strict, very dominant in his nature, and he sticks to his rules. He has a vision for his life. So Hecate wants us to be aware of the fact that we have the power to overcome this if we create a plan, if we think strategically, but also if we are passionate enough to overcome this. We need to have this desire and this fire inside of us that feeds us in this battle, because this is very much a battle that you have to decide whether or not you want to fight with yourself, with your own inner demons and struggles and addictions. And she wants us to be aware of the fact that we do hold the power and the strength to come on top and to come on the other side and to be victorious. But we have to have a clear vision of why we are doing this for ourselves. And we really need to have this vision, plan of action, discipline, and we need to stick to our words. Meaning, if I say that I'm going to limit my screen time going forward, that I actually do it and I actually stick to my words and build up the discipline to do it and switch my whole mindset around why I'm on my phone, what I use my phone for, etc. Okay. Next card is going to show us what we need to learn from this experience. Our lessons in a nutshell. And here we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of connection and emotional expansion, emotional growth, because the number 3 is about growth and expansion. And cups correlate to the realm of our emotions and our inner world. So this whole journey of healing, of overcoming our bondages and anxious feelings, those things that keep us up at night, the whole lesson in overcoming this whole journey, healing journey, and those issues is that we need to grow emotionally. We need to find ourselves, and this is very much a thing that will be positive if we go through the whole process of healing, of making the decision that this is a fight worth fighting for. If we seek out help, if we seek out help in our mundane life, if we seek the help of the gods or Hecate herself, those beings are here to help us. And the lesson for us is that we need to grow emotionally, and we need to discover a new layer of ourselves internally, through that battle, through that progression, and through overcoming those things. And throughout this journey, no matter what fight you're fighting for, no matter what your addiction or issue is, you will find community, because the Three of Cups is also coming together with like-minded people. So you are not going to fight this battle alone. You will have support, and you need to learn to trust other people to support you in your darkest moments. That's the other thing that's coming true from Hecate right now. Next card is the advice that Hecate has for all of us. And that's very interesting, because here we have the Eight of Swords. And the advice that Hecate has for us with this card in particular is that we choose our own mental prisons. Because the Eight of Swords, 8 is a number of infinity, infinity. And it speaks about those thought patterns that we repeat to ourselves on a loop that keep us stuck. And Hecate's advice is that you have the power to free yourself and walk away from that, because you can see these swords, yes, they are around the figure, but there's a big opening right in front of the figure. She can decide to shed her bondages and walk away from those thoughts and those negative patterns. In a nutshell. So Hekate is saying with her advice to us today is that yes, you may feel stuck right now, but this is not going to be forever, and you have the power within yourself to overcome all of those things. You have the power to free yourself, and you have the power. You should be aware that you hold your future in your own hands. You need to build yourself up. You need to make those conscious decisions to better yourself, so that tomorrow you will be proud of the person that you have become. And yeah, basically she's saying don't repeat the same things over and over again, even when you know that they're not good for you, that when you know that they are not the right fit for you. And she's saying walk away from what is not serving you, no matter in what area of your life that may be. And you have the power to do that. You will find the support to do that. And yeah, overall this reading feels very heavy. Last card is showing what can we do right now to honor our connection with Hekate going forward, or with your spirit team, because I'm sure that many of my viewers are not devotees of Hekate, even though I channel her. So what can we do to honor our connection to Hekate or our spirit team? 9 of Wands. In order to honor your connection with the divine and with Hekate, you need to be a stoic. You need to stand tall, even though the journey is hard, even though you're injured. You need to not give up. You need to keep your spirits as high as possible. And yeah, basically you need to stick to yourself and do the things that are necessary for your survival, for your mental well-being, for your emotional and physical well-being. She is saying that to honor your connection with her, you need to choose yourself, and you need to choose better for yourself, and you need to fight the good fight. And that even though you have wounds, all of us, we have wounds, we can come to the other side. And by participating, by not giving up, we are actually honoring our connection with her, and actually we are honoring the path that she lays before us. So yeah, overall this is a very heavy reading and message. But yeah, personally, I do feel that it resonates with where I am at personally in my path, in my life. And I think that this message can apply to anyone in any sphere or situation. Like I said, we all have some internal battles and things that hold us down, and things that we continue to engage in, even though they're just toxic. Uh, to say it straight, I personally am guilty of such behaviors, but I think that it's about time to take control, and this card in particular is a very good card. It reassured me personally. Oh, my candle went out. Okay. I think that this was a sign from Hekate that, oh, it's coming back to life. Okay, that's weird. That's very weird. But okay, guys, I think that I'm going to wrap this episode here, and I'm going to journal myself about this reading because I think that I have some personal things to unpack here. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful, that it was useful. Yeah, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to the goddess herself, to Hekate, for her guidance and wisdom. As per usual, she showed up and she was straight to the point, no bullshit, no sugarcoating. This is what you need to deal with. Do it. But yeah, for sure, I'm going to reflect on the message further on my own time. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful. Once again, you're watching the Art Occultist. My name is Elisa, and this was an episode of Tea with the Goddess, where we channel messages from the great Titaness Hekate. And yeah, if you like my channel, my content, my videos, you can support me by purchasing a reading with me. I have a membership space, and I'm also a deck creator. I offer my creations through Make Playing Cards, which is a print-on-demand website. You can find all of the relevant links in the description box down below as per usual. And before we part ways, please like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the future videos with Hekate or just me sharing about my spiritual practice in general. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Take care.